you haven't been in before, you may have been to other comedy clubs before. We like to think of ourselves as the kind of pick-me girl of comedy clubs, in the sense that we don't like other comedy clubs. No, we have a distinction. We have several distinctions, in fact. One of our distinctions is a lot of comedy clubs that compare the host, my role, will often chat to people in the audience, say, "Oh, hey, what series of syllables that people use to identify you? That's a shit one. Oh, how do you survive the hellscape that is late-stage capitalism? I bet you've never had sex." But I don't like doing that personally, for a couple of reasons. Personally, I think, like, you know, when I go to entertainment, I don't necessarily want to get directly involved with the action. I've paid, or in this case, not, to yeah, good job, Johnny. Make people feel bad for not paying for your comedy night. Even though it's your idea not to charge them. Wonderful. When I go to see live entertainment, I don't necessarily want to get involved, but mostly the reason I don't do audience interaction is because I didn't get into stand-up comedy to listen to people who aren't me talking. You know, it's like, if I wanted to, like, be in a room and, like, be spoken over by people who think they know more than me on the subject, I'd just be a woman in STEM. Or openly trans in public, or just a woman with a job. I don't do that. We are like other comedy clubs, and there are a lot of comedy clubs. If you go to them, there's about a 60% chance that you will hear a transphobic joke on stage. Whereas when you come to this comedy club, there's about a 60% chance the comedian you're watching on stage is trans. Apologies for the two cis acts on tonight's lineup. I hope you enjoy feeling like a gender minority for a change. But mostly, like, we are different, like, because we are the comedy club for the people who will never own a conservatory. Partly because we're not going to be able to afford a place with a conservatory, even renting a lot of the time, but mostly because we don't trust a room in a house that is a compound of the words conservative and Tory. The same reason that no leftist in the world will ever refer to their bathroom as a lavatory. Right? Because that's just the word lavatory. I can't think of anything more terrifying. No thanks you, I'm not shitting in there. But Johnny, oh, I thought you were supposed to be the tolerant left. Oh, so you're perfectly happy sharing a bathroom with one of those transgender people, but you won't share it with a supernatural right-winger made of pure molten rock. So much for the tolerant left. So I always thought it was fucking bad for me to say, because I've been running this club since 2019. I've been a loudmouth lefty gobshite for far longer than that. Oh, yeah, anyone who didn't realise this is what we are. If you want to leave now, I understand. We are mostly a cult. Thank you, patrons. But yeah, like, I've been a lefty gobshite for ages. Now, if there's one word that I wouldn't use to describe leftists, it's tolerant. Right? It's like most of us don't even tolerate ourselves or each other. I don't understand where this stereotype comes from, but I've realised what it is because most right-wingers see political ideologies in the same way that they view gender, in that they only recognise two of them and barely understand one. Because to me, tolerance is a fairly liberal ideology, you know, whereas leftists, I certainly, this is how I define myself, is rather than being tolerant, I feel like I would rather have solidarity rather than tolerance, whereas like a tolerant person implies that they'd rather I wasn't there, but they're too polite to tell me to fuck off. Whereas leftist solidarity is they will fight for my rights whilst telling me to fuck off. And essentially, what makes a leftist in my experience is like, it's all about intersectionality. It's all about not necessarily getting along with everyone, but recognising that we share an oppressor and fighting alongside them, and being able to fight alongside them whilst having a 4-hour argument about whether the Star Wars prequels or sequels are worse.